Hi there and welcome to Weekly Forecast with TFX at Profit Points, where we're going to be looking at a recap of the week that ended 31st of July 2020 and the upcoming week starting 3rd of August 2020. Before we get started, we advise that you hit the like button or the subscribe button so that you can receive not just weekly forecasts from me, but also topical videos, and also be able to participate in live sessions that goes on in our trading room. All right, in this video we're going to be looking at GBP USD, Euro USD, and WTI. All right, let's get started. So GBP USD last week, right, closed in a very interesting way, and then as you can see on the hourly chart, it had a continuation of the bullish movement for the first part of the day, right? And then the second half of the day, right, around the New York session, it reversed in a very interesting way, all right, which we call New York reversal. So if you look at this is due largely to the fact that the weekly candle encountered confluence of resistance at this point. Now, the confluence of resistance is due to, number one, the trend line, right, the upper boundary of the wedge, right, at this point, and at the same time the 200 EMA, which also acted as a resistance at that point. That's why we saw that GBP/USD had that retracement, right, about that time on Friday. Now, going forward, it's important for us to take note of the price actions that surround this particular movement on Friday. The week is unable to close above the upper boundary of the wedge pattern, so we expect a retracement, right within the wedge back to the 1.3 region, right. I don't expect to trade below that, but in case if it does, it goes from 1.23 region back into 1.28 region, right. Now, however, if it's able, the new upcoming week is able to close above the upper boundary of the wedge, then we expect that the new level for it to retest is the yesterday high, which is the highest level it has reached in January this year, which is 132 region, right. If it's unable to break at that point, we expect the retracement to test the upper boundary of this wedge, which will now be acting as a support, and then bouncing back from that support, we expect this, right, the pair to move up, continue the bullish movement, and then to test last year's high, which is the 135 region, which was the last point it reached after the victory of Boris Johnson. All right. Also, I think another thing to note about this GBP USD is what I would call the frequency of retest of the upper boundary. As you can see here, let me zoom this in. All right, so what I mean by that is this: it started out this upper trend here, right, and then went down from it pre-Brexit discussion there, right, and then it went down this way, right, and to only try to make an attempt to retest this after about 2 years, right. Now, you understand what I mean by frequency now. It bounced down from there, also down, and then it now came back to retest that region in about 1 year, right. Let's look at this. This is 2015, now tested out in 2018, that's about 2 years plus. Now retested it in 2019, that's about 1 year, but fortunately and interestingly this time around is back there to retest that point in about 7 months. So the frequency of retest of that upper boundary had increased, and so that also gives us an insight that there's a high tendency that this is going to be broken, right. This upper boundary is going to be broken anytime soon. Euro USD, Euro USD, we saw that Euro USD also playing out almost the same way as a GBP USD. The only difference here is this, that it also experienced retracement, even though it experienced retracement on Friday, right? But this retracement this time around is largely due to the resistance offered by the 200 EMA on the weekly chart. So which means there's still a long way upward, right, before it even reached the upper boundary, right, of the wedge, pattern. So we are looking at this now, right, confirming to us, if you compare that to GBP USD, that the movement of, there's still a lot of room for upward movement here for these two pairs, right? Okay, so in my opinion, I think we should still stay bullish on this. However, we should expect, if it trades against that direction and goes in the downward direction, we should be able to have re-entries at key levels, which we're going to be sharing, right, in the course of the week. All right, so we now move on to WTI. WTI, as I told people right from May, all right, that we are standing bullish on crude oil. We have said it simply for the fact that it is not just ideal or reasonable for a product to be sold, right, for an extended period of time below the production cost. And that's just my take, right, or my sentiment for staying bullish on crude oil. All right, now based on that fact, a lot of people that have been following my signals have been bullish on crude oil. However, it is important to be very careful, because many people that are still bullish, right, and are not cognizant of the fact that there can be a stop hunt. They ended up having their stop loss being activated, and they feel that it's not still going in the bullish direction. Now, this is what I want to show. If you look at this on a lower time frame, let's say 4-hour chart, we see this bullish movement right here, right? Stop out here, bullish movement or retracement, or what we call stop out here, bullish movement, retracement. It formed a wedge pattern here. It broke the wedge pattern, retested it, right, as a support. Now, and continued bullish movement, and then it stalled, quote unquote, somehow stalled at around that $42 dollar per barrel. Now, from that point in July, right, second week of July, it has now entered into a movement which you call the bullish flag movement. This can be seen from higher, lower high, lower high, lower high, and lower lows that's formed here, that are being restricted or confined inside a channel, right? And then so far so good, right? There has not been a time that it was able to close below that channel. Therefore, in my opinion, I believe this is still a bullish movement because it's a bullish flag. And so the key levels to watch, therefore, now are these on a long-term frame. The key levels to watch now for WTI is, after this movement here, we're looking at a new week here. If this new week now is able to continue the bullish movement, we're looking at a movement into the last month's high, which is a July's high of $42 per barrel. Our ability to break above $42 per barrel, I'm not going to be surprised that crude oil is going to reach $45 per barrel in August. And then, depending on the outlook and the economic situations, we expect a movement into the $48 region. But then, as vital to tread softly, right, to know the place to enter for the buy position, as there will still continue to be, as I said earlier on, series of retracement and stop hunt, series of retracement, or what we call stop hunt. So it's advisable that to know where to enter for your buy positions, right? And then what we are waiting for now is for this new week, I believe, to close above this flag, region here, will herald a new set of bullish directional movement. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye.